So I would like to hear from Ho Pei, Siti Mariam, Nurul Natasha, Nick Muhammad Amirul, Nick Muhammad Arif Zuhairi. So Ho Pei, Siti Mariam, Nurul Natasha, Nick Muhammad Arif Zuhairi. Yeah, so based on the topic that we have now today, you can choose whatever topic that you want to talk about. So I would like to hear from all of you, the names that I just mentioned, to discuss and to argue about the topic. Okay, argue about this topic. Arranged marriage is better than love marriage.
Sorry,
Okay.
Mr. Halim.
Yes?
One of the member, Mayam, she cannot enter the class because of the connection problem.
Okay, if that's the case, no problem. I just want to, I can hear from the three of you if that's the case. But remind her that our next class is going to be a real one. So remind her to come. If not, it's going to be difficult for her.
She's trying to enter.
Okay,
She's still trying, yeah.
she's still trying to enter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if that's the case, maybe I should give her some chance. I would like to hear first from Hawa. Hawa Nur Aisyah, Iza Farhana, Nicole Tan, Tai Ji Ying. Okay, Hawa Nur Aisyah. Hawa Nur Aisyah, Iza Farhana, Nicole Tan, and Tai Ji Ying. Yes? Would that be possible for the four of you to talk about the current topic that I'm showing to you right now? Arranged marriage is better than love marriage. Huh? So I'll give you around 2 to 3 minutes to really prepare what you want to talk about. And for the next turn, yeah, this one is just for a practice. Yeah, for next turn, Nurul Hazwani, Ashwariha, Wong Hui En, and Lim Shi Han. So for the four of you, I want you to talk about the government should completely ban plastic bags. Would that be possible? The names that I just mentioned?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, good. So right now, Hawa Nur Aisyah, Iza Farhana, Nicole Tan, and Tai Chi Yin, you got 2 to 3 minutes to prepare whatever you want to say on the first topic. Arranged marriage is better than love marriage. And later on, I would like to hear from the next group, which is Nurul Hazwani, Ashwariha, Wong Hui En, Lim Shi Han. Okay. Because today is all about you. I want to hear you talking. It's practice for you. Okay, the first group. Yes, are you ready to talk about the topic? I think I've given you this topic from last week. You should be able to talk about any of these topics. Okay, the first group, Howard, Lisa, Nicole, Tai Chi Ying. Yes, you can start because this is the chance for you to practice. Come on. Hello.
Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Salam.
My name is Hawa Nur Aisha binti Razali, and I'm going to say that love marriage is better than arranged marriage. So I disagree to this topic. Love marriage is much better because we we know each other for a long time and we have a feel for that person, so we can get along to them. So I pass to Iza.
Assalamualaikum and good evening to everyone. I disagree with the statement that stated arranged marriage is better than love marriage. This is because I believe that we ourselves deserve to find our love by ourselves, because if the parents choose our life, if the parents choose the partner of our life, it could be disaster of our life. Because nowadays there's so much of cases that so much of divorce cases that caused by the arranged marriage. So we disagree to this statement.
Okay, next. Come on. What about those who agree to this statement?
Sir, I disagree with the statement too.
Okay.
Because I think when love marriage is more important than arranged marriage, because when you want to get married, you must know each other. When you don't know each other, it is difficult to live together, and it is hard for us to communicate with each others. And we don't know each other's background, and it is very difficult. So love marriage is better than arranged marriage. Okay, I will pass to Jie Ying. Jie Ying.
Alright, thank you, Nicole. In my view of point, if I am a rich person or I am a business person, I will agree with the arranged marriage. I believe that arranged marriage will benefit our both family. And what is arranged marriage? Arranged marriage is a type of marriage which is arranged by our parents or some our elders member in our families. And arranged marriage practice, I think mostly practiced by the royal family or the business family, to because they need to benefit for both my family, so they will accept arranged marriage. So in my general, I agree that arranged marriage is better than love marriage if I born in a family that is a business family. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, is that it? Yeah, okay. You should have, okay, when it comes to a debate, yeah, you should have at least 2 points. And I think I did mention this earlier during our last class, that you have to make sure that you are interacting with your group members. Yeah, you are interacting with your group members. So if you agree, then why? And then if you disagree, then you have to point out. For example, Ji mentioned that she disagree. So you have to make sure that when you want to argue, you can say, I disagree with what you say, Ji, because I believe that love is beyond business. Love is not only about business. This is an example of how I can say to Ji, love is not only about business. And I know that some of the rich families, they would get their daughters and their sons to marry one another because of their business, so that they can somehow merge their companies together and form a business empire. So I actually disagree with your point, because love is way beyond that. Love is a mutual respect from one person to another person, and love marriage is a union of two people who are in love with one another. So you can say things like that. Do you understand or not? Nicole, Isa, Chi Ying. Because it's obvious that it is not enough. If you're doing this, you might not get enough marks. So give more examples. Like for example, like what Isa, or I'm not sure who, said about there are a lot of divorce cases for arranged marriage. If you are to say that, you have to really justify. Give statistics, because I can question your statistic. From which statistic that you get the data from, Isa? You have to know the data. If you are brave enough to mention about the data, then you have to provide the source of the data. Because I, as your opposition, I would say, where did you get your data, and is your data reliable or not? Can your data be trusted or not? So Izzah, Nicole, Tai Jiying, make sure that you add more, because right now it doesn't seem that you are all ready to for this assessment. Yeah, so I'll get back to you guys again after this, but make sure that after this, when I call back your names, make sure that all of you are ready to talk more about this topic. Would that be possible? Nicole, Izzah, Tai Jiying, and the other one, our yes.
Yes,
Correct,
Mr.
Mr.
Halim.
Lim.
Okay, all right. So I would like to hear from the second group. The government should completely ban plastic bags. And then after that, I would like to hear for the next group, I would like to hear from Goh Zing Huang, Shamita, Nadira Afifa, and Rose Maisara. Okay? So the next group, what I want you to talk about, should companies hire a graduate or an experienced professional? Are you all receiving my instruction now?
Yes.
Goh Xing Huang Sharmita, Goh Xing Huang, Sharmita, Nadira Afifa, Rose Maisara, all of you have to be ready to talk about this topic. Okay? Sharmita and the gang, Nadira Afifa, Rose Maisara. Okay, you have to you all have to be ready to talk about this topic. So right now, would like to hear from previous group, Nurul Hazwani, Ashwariha, Wong Hoi and Lim Shihan. Okay, all these four of you, I want you right now to talk about this topic. The government should completely ban plastic bag. Okay, so talk about it right now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this debate. The motion for debate today is the government should completely ban plastic bag. Okay. Most importantly, I want to mention that We know that plastic bag bring a lot of impact to the environment. It take 80 years to decompose, and if you burn it, it will cause air pollution. If you throw it in the ocean, it will also hurt animal like turtle because it look like jellyfish. First of all, the plastic bag should be banned because we got many other options to replace the plastic bag, such as paper bag and cloth material bag. Second, we will always throw away a plastic bag simply because it is too cheap and easily to get. Although government has charged for a plastic bag, such as at Penang it was RM1, okay, but it still doesn't decrease the amount of plastic bag. So I pass it to my another partner. Thank you.
I agree with Aishwari. I also want to add my opinion. I agree with this topic because plastic bag have external costs. Beyond the cost associated with the production and packaging of plastic bag by retail, there are many external costs that are often not considered. Such costs are typically not included in most economic analysis, as they are not easy to calculate because the equation will have to involve many indirect variables. Because sometimes when we buy our grocery, we need to use many plastic bag. So we should ban plastic bag because we can use another recycle bag. So we don't need to throw the plastic bag. We just need to use the recycle bag. So I pass to next speaker.
Good afternoon, guys. And since that plastic bags are a very convenient way to let us carry out when we go shopping, even though plastic bag is very easy to carry out, but I agree to the statement that the government should completely ban the plastic bags. Firstly, plastic bags are harms to wildlife and marine life. So plastic bags are often mistaken for food by animals, birds, and marine life. The consumed plastic congests the digestive tract of these animals, can lead to their health issue and affect the very bad infection to them. So second, my second point is plastic bags are not easy to be recycled. Plastic bags are said to present a many recycling facility have do not have the capacity to recycle plastic bags and do not accept them. So the plastic bags are said to present a significant challenge to the cycling facilities. So that my conclusion, I think that the government should completely ban plastic bags. I'll pass to Shihan. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shihan. So the statement is the government should completely ban plastic bags. I partially agree with the statement because I think that plastic bags is very convenient for us to purchase goods when we go to shopping. Then we can use plastic bag maybe for buy food outside. But it also have the negative effect to environments, such as people would like to throw the plastic bag into the river after use. So this will cause the problem of the water pollution, and this will affect the quality life of marine organisms. And one more problem is it's not easy to recycle, as nowadays many people would like to use the plastic bag to maybe they would use the plastic bag to throw rubbish, and they pick up the food after eating. So it's I think it's not a good attitude, but I partially agree with it. And how we stop to using the plastic bags, I think we can use the recycled plastic. But in Malaysia, I don't think now we can use the recycled plastic bag because the cost of produce the recycled plastic is very high. And I think maybe some of the people they can use recycled plastic bag, but some of the people they can use the plastic bag which cannot be recycled. So my conclusion is I partially agree with the government should ban the plastic bag. Thank you.
I would to at some point, I agree with my other members, but as I mentioned before, we need to use recycled or reusable bag because that was the best alternative. Reusable shopping bag are very durable and can be reused many times over the course of our useful life. This means that you are not consuming more resource every time you need to carry your grocery. Instead, you are actually reusing a product. That means that you are utilizing a resource. For example, a reusable bag should last at least 4 years, during which it can be prevent that use of 600 single use of plastic bag. So the government should be the government should completely ban the plastic bag. So that was my point. I will pass to my members.
I also agree with my member that that mentioned the plastic bag will lower the quality of the marine, because as I know, there's many fish in the ocean will eat the plastic bag, and when it digests in their body, when we eat the fish, it will go into our body and hurt our body. Okay, I'll pass it to other member.
After hearing the opinions from my other members, I still agree with the statement that the government should completely ban the plastic bags. This is because the plastic bags are very toxic and will harm human health. So the plastic bags are filled with toxic, harmful chemicals that this is very dangerous because it means that the describe will behave in our bodies and cause a hormonal imbalance that can have a severe effect in our health. So I'll pass to Shihan.
Thank you, Hui An. So after hearing all of you, but I still believe that the government should not completely ban the plastic bag as what I have mentioned before that I think not all Malaysians or other country people they can fully ban did not using the plastic bag. So I think if one people they can use recycled plastic bag, then they use it. If those people they are not able to use the recycled plastic bag, I think there will be the several important issue like when we take away food and we should use the plastic bag because this is like a trend in our social life. So I still disagree with you all, and I still think that the government should not completely ban the plastic bag. Thank you.
Okay.
Can I reply to Shihan?
Yes.
I think government should ban the plastic bag because I think the recycled plastic bag, such as the cloth material plastic bag, are very easy to find and is cheaper than the plastic bag. Because as I know, in Penang now, plastic bag costs 1 ringgit. And if you go for maybe 2 ringgit shop, you can get a big cloth material bag that costs only 2 ringgit. So, and it is like used for very long time than the plastic bag. Yeah. So I still agree that government should completely ban the plastic bag because actually it's not because of it provide inconvenient because it is because of our trend also, that we doesn't have the habit to bring our own plastic bag. Okay, thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah, I can see that everybody is trying to chip in some of your ideas. I mean, everybody is trying their best to chip in their own ideas. It's just that some of the things that I would like to maybe perhaps amend. Wait up. Okay, let me just share with you. Yeah, I think in order to make it more interesting, because a lot of you tend to agree with the topic, because the reason of why I give you the privilege to agree or disagree, because I believe that some of you will disagree as well. But now, it seems like the trend is that everybody seems to agree to that topic. It's not going to be interesting. Excuse me. So what I want you to do, yeah, I have to do this because to make the discussion interesting. First agree pro one, and then con one, and then pro one, and then con one, and then conclude. So this is the what do you call that, the flow that I want to have for your debate, because I don't find it interesting that most of you agree to the topic. I would want it to be a bit more interesting by having pro one, con one, pro two, con two, and I want every single member of the group to state 2 points at least. Yeah, point number one, as I mentioned earlier, pro one, you give your statement, yeah, your topic sentence, and then you give examples. Okay, same goes to con one as well. Topic sentence, why you disagree, and then give examples. Same goes to pro 2 and con 2 as well. And conclude, it can be either one of you, can be any one of you, yeah? So, and I want everybody to share at least 2 points. And I want to be some sort of like a interconnection, which is good earlier. The second group, Ashwariha's group, which is good. I can see that there's an interaction. Yeah, Ashwariha's pointing out her group member's point, which is very, very good. I like it. But I want a bit more aggression in a way that some of you, maybe one more of you, could disagree to the topic. Yeah, because only one of you who disagrees to the topic. So I would like to have perhaps two of you disagree to the topic against two against two, and then there should be more interaction like how you did earlier, which is good. I would like to hear more interaction. You mentioning your member's point, you're mentioning your member's point, you're mentioning your friend's point. Yeah, so I want the format to be like this. Yeah, do you all understand what I want you to do? You all understand my instruction? Would that be possible? Yeah. Okay, what about others? Do you all understand? Are you all with me?
Yes, Mr. Halim.
Okay, good.
Yes, Mr. Halim.
Okay, good. Okay, all right. So right now I will give you some other chance for maybe perhaps the other group. So we have done Ho Pei. Okay, how about Ho Pei? Okay, maybe next group. Okay, Shamita Goh Jing Ho, Nadira Afifa, Rose Maisara, Rosmaisara, Nadira, Afifa, Shamita, Goh Jing Huang. So all of you can try to do the latest format that I just told on this topic. On the topic of should companies hire a graduate or an experienced professional? So I'll give you 2 to 3 more minutes for you to really think about it. Yeah, for Afifa and the gang. Yeah. Sorry, Nadira, Afifa, Romaisara, Goh Jing Hong, Sharmita. So I'll give you 2, 3 more minutes to really gather your thoughts. And then after your group, I would like to hear from Nur Alia Amani, Saiful Zaim, Lee Yifei, and Liu So Yi. Okay, are you all receiving my instruction now? Nur Alia, Saiful Zaim, Lee Yifei, Liu So Yi. Are you all here?
One of my members still can't get in, sir. But
Can't
we
get
trying.
in, why?
Internet connection. Yeah. He have problem with internet connection. Saiful Zaim.
Still, where is he?
Um, um, um,
Because having internet connection problem is like we are already in for our
he said his place is having a heavy rain right now.
okay, never mind, maybe the 3 of you can do it. Yeah, Nur Alia Amani.
Yeah, I think can.
Okay, so Nur Alia Amani and the gang, you guys talk about this topic number 5. Okay, after this. And so currently I'm giving 2 more minutes to Nadira, Afifa, and the gang. And then afterwards, Siti Maisara and the gang, Siti Maisara, Lim Si Chong, Fatin Farhana, Sanmuga Piria. All of you, I want you to talk about this topic. Are you all here? Are you all receiving my instruction clearly?
Yes, Mr. Halim.
Yes, Mr. Halim.
Okay, so your group will talk about this topic. Okay, topic number 6, digital wallet. So are you ready? Okay, I'll give you 1 more minute, yeah? Really prepare. Remember to use the latest one, the latest, what do you call that? The latest format that I gave to you. Yeah, I need to go to the toilet for a bit because I drink a lot of water. Okay, all right. Are you all ready? Yes, Nadira, Afifa, and the gang. Yes, you can start.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. In my opinion, I think the companies should hire a fresh graduate, because usually fresh graduate are often eager to learn new things. Um, they usually determined to prove themselves. When given a task, they will do it wholeheartedly. Also, they are not afraid to answer question and seek answer from their colleague, because they were trained to be open to learn new things, even outside of their expertise. Uh, if we Okay. In a conclusion, I think the company should hire fresh graduate because they are more eager to learn new things. I will pass the point to Rose, my son.
Hello. Guys, please continue.
In my opinion,
Can I just continue?
okay.
Okay, you go first.
You, in my opinion, graduates have different outlook. They will give more ideas to make the company successful. This help company innovative in solving problems. Okay, that's all for next.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Okay. In my opinion, who should companies hire is, I think they should hire the experienced professional. The reason why they have to hire them is because these people they have a lot of experience, so they can cover or handle the situation if what the company have problems, such as if they get some what the lack of workers or what, they can try to control it. And the other reason for me, they the companies have to hire them is because the majority, for me, I think the majority of this entrepreneur, so they have to work their best and confirm their job, and they will try to do uh, the the best to their family too. Okay, that's all for me. How about you, Shamita?
Good evening to everyone. I'm Sharita here. So, in my viewpoint,
I prefer the graduate should be higher. It's because their knowledge is very current. Fresh out of the university, the graduates already know about the latest industry, which is business models and some of the success stories of the entrepreneurs. In other words, their knowledge is very current, which can really be said for more experienced workforces for the veterans. Although, yes, many professionals continually seek to improve their develop in their skills and knowledge for maintain their current in their fields. This can take time for the employers simply can't afford to lose. So it's in simple word more practical to hire people who have the right and kind knowledge right now. And when the internal people when it goes to the experienced professionals, the internal people extremely busy and can't take time to train the fresh graduates. In a nutshell, while hiring the fresh graduates, the government should elevate them in cultural compatibility, communication skills, um, energy, and work ethic for their willings to excel in their respective fields. Thank you. Does anyone to add on their points? I want to add, I think the company should hire a fresh graduate because if the company is a smaller company or they are having a financial limit, I think a fresh graduate is better for the company because they doesn't have any experienced professional and they can accept if they start the salary with a low salary. So I think the company should, in a conclusion, the company should hire a fresh graduate.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. Okay, I think a little disagree with Nadira's point, which she mentioned about the salary. I think fresh graduate nowadays they always notice about the salary, which is nowadays the fresh graduate they uh, see the salary, which is they choose the high paid salaries. So I think experienced professional, if you are from the small companies, I think they better take the experienced professional because these kind of workers they will accept whatever the salary and whatever the company's environment. Thank you.
Sorry, I disagree with your point, girl. Because in this pandemic, everyone is finding for a new job, right? So they are not expecting for the six digits number of figure salary. They should be having work for feed their family, right? So I'm not talking about the cheap labor here, but then I'm little professional experience. They won't expect for the six figures. So I disagree with your point that always the fresh graduates will expect for the highest amount of the salary. I still stick with my point that the company should hire the fresh graduates.
Okay. How about you, Sarah? Do you have any extra opinion?
I want to add point to my I agree that the company should hire fresh graduate because the company can give the fresh graduate a new experience so they can be an experienced professional. If the company keep on taking the experienced professional, the fresh graduate will have no works to do. And if we don't give chance to the fresh graduate, they will become unexperienced forever. So I think the company should hire a fresh graduate rather than the experienced one.
I would like add on the point. If they hire the fresh graduates in the company, there will be a high chance to engage in future leaders. Recently, a study shows that LinkedIn reveals that more than 39 million students, the fresh graduates, professional networks are growing in the demographic. These are the future leaders.
Okay, I can see that all of you.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, please conclude. Go. Go. Yes, please conclude. Conclude your discussion.
Okay. Okay. I want to conclude this discussion between four of us is I can see that some of us will agree with the companies have to hire a fresh graduate, and the other side they agree and they think that the company should hire the experienced professional. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, I got no problems with the three of you, Nadira, Charmita, and Go. But I got a problem with the one of you who is Rosmaisara. You are not sharing your opinions enough. Yeah, you are not sharing your opinions enough for Rosmaisara. But I don't have any problems with Nadira and Go and Sharmita. Okay, so yeah, and all of you are brave enough to share your opinions, which is good. I like that. I like the interaction. But only one of you, Rose Maisara, is not contributing enough to the discussion. So make sure that everybody contributes enough and equally during the discussion. Okay? If not, it's going to be a problem for Rose Maisara, because if I am to evaluate your marks, Rose Maisara, you will not get enough. Are you here, Rose Maisara? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Admin.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to make sure that you respond. You respond
You have to make sure
equally like your
that you
friends.
respond.
Okay?
Respond.
Okay, I would like to hear from Nur Alia Amani and the gang. Nur Alia Amani and the gang on this topic. Are you all ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So I would like to hear from your group.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all the classmates and Mr. Halim. So for the topic today is does media violence I'm sorry sir, I can't see the screen. The type.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So for the topic today is media violence damaging to kids. Media violence have been common this day. Even we can see it clearly that it does exist. Where can we see it? It is from games or even action movies. So as today, I think I'm agree with the statement that media violence will be damaging to kids, because by watching or playing video games, they will feel interested on trying this thing. They will feel excited about to try the action that they have seen. It's true that parents can control their children, but too much exposure to media could increase the risk of children on behaving aggressively. Mm, in my opinion, it could become a treat as they are eager on trying the move that they have seen in the video games. The long-term effect could make the child grow in wrong state of mind. They think that violence is okay. This will lead to higher crime in future and will harm other people. I will pass to the next person.
Yeah, I agree with Alia because on screen violence does not affect all children. Just because your children cause a glimpse of violence on television or computer does not mean that they will definitely
Lee
negative
Yifei, could you please speak louder because I can't really hear you.
Oh, okay.
Can you bring your mic?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can see clearly?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. And I repeat my stand. I agree with Alia because media violence does not affect all children. Just because your children caught a glimpse of violence on television or computer does not mean that they will definitely negative affected. Dr. Michelle Rich, co-founder of the Center on Media and Child Health at Boston Children's Hospital, noted that some kids who play violence video games show no sign of influence in psychology tests, while that the other kids have higher tendencies of turning hostile and physical violence and feel more anxious and fearful. Do you agree with me, Sophie?
A very good afternoon to everyone. I strongly agree media violence damaging to kids because media violence will cause the cyberbullying cases being increasing. Cyberbullying is a form of bullying and using the digital electronic. Some people will spot out some insulting words or not really nice comment, even though they do not each other. Or for example, they maybe will spot out some insulting word because they saw someone upload some nice pictures as they travel to others country. They will say you very rich and no need doing what, and but you still have some a lot of money going to play. Beside that, I strongly I I strongly agree medium violence will damage on kids because it will cause a variety of physical and mental health problems to the kids. They maybe will feel scared and cannot sleep at the night because they are watched some violence video on social media. They will become they maybe add the same things in the related life. They maybe will do the same thing in the related life. For example, they maybe will be being aggressive and will have hard to each hard to hurt others. So I strongly agree media violence will damage on kids.
And I disagree with Suk-yi because among media violence can train their ability to resist the stress. Because when we into society, we must face some public pressure that makes some like media violence. So amount of media violence can train our ability to resist the stress before we face the violence in the real life. Do you agree with me, Alia?
After hearing about other stance, I think now I am partially agree with this statement. This is because this problem can be controlled. Violent behavior can be seen as a behavior that is intent to harm another person, but we can control this if we know the way. Parents should pay more attention to their children. Nowadays, both parents will be working, that will make the children be neglected. As a parent, they should teach their children about what is the right thing and what is bad things. By teaching their children these things, it could give their children a point of view about what is the right thing to do today. Um, the children also will not be influenced by the violence that they have watched in the video games or television.
Okay, all right. So I would like to address some of the things that I believe that you should know. Let me share with you of what you can do. Okay, so for example, there are some things, there are some vocabulary. I can see that all of you are trying to use the vocabulary that I had given to you. You can say things like this. I agree to the motion. Yeah, again, let me remind you, you cannot say I am agree. Because some of you use I am agree. I am agree. I am agree is wrong. You only use I agree. You can only say I agree or I disagree. Yeah, do not say I am agree. Remember, yeah? I agree or I disagree. Okay, to the motion because of 2 points. Point number 1 is what? And point number 2, sorry, point number 1 is what? Point number 2 is what? And then you can say, let me explain my first point. You explain again. For example, on arranged marriage. Arranged marriage is a choice made by our parents. Hence, all of you know that our parents know the best for us. So, if our parents choose a spouse for us, it means that the spouse is the best for us. Hence, okay, this one is, and then you give example. For example, if my parents choose a spouse for me in the future, I would be very much open to the idea. It is because I am a student and I don't have time to fall in love. For example, yeah. I know this is all bullshit, but this is just an example. So This is why I agree that arranged marriage is better than love marriage. Okay, so you give examples, you explain. I want you to explain. This one is an explanation. What is it about? And then you give examples, give extensive examples. And then after you have given extensive example, you say in short, or you can say in conclusion, I strongly believe that arranged marriage is better than love marriage. Okay, so this is how you can talk. This is how you can share your opinion. It is important for you to, again, first here, you address, you share your stand, and then later on you explain. You explain your stand. Yeah, point number one is arranged marriage is a choice made by our parents. Okay, you explain. And then after that, you give examples. Give examples. You can give from your own example. And then you just simply say, I strongly believe. And then you hear, you listen to your friend, listen. And then now it's your turn. You can say, now, as you can say, excuse me, I would like to add my second point. My second point is what? You can say, and then the idea of arranged marriage might scare you, but arranged marriage is the opportunity to get to know your spouse in front of your family. It will avoid all the things that my religion prohibits. For example, you give example. For an example, I am a Muslim, and in my religion, I cannot have any outside of marriage relationship with a man or a woman. It is because it will lead to harmful situations or stuffs. Okay, you give example. Okay, I am still studying, and I believe study should be my number one priority. See, in conclusion, arranged marriage allows me to focus on my study and prohibits me from doing what my religion prohibits me to do. See? Can you see how simple is this? Do you understand or not? The structure here. Everybody, hello? Can you all understand what I'm expecting you to do? But so far
Yes,
you did
sir.
okay.
Yes.
Yes, you can say excuse me, or you can say sorry for interrupting. or you can say sorry to interrupt. Okay, you can say sorry for interrupting, or you can say sorry to interrupt. I have another idea, you can say. Okay, so this is what I want. And then keep on repeating. For the other members as well, you do the same thing as well. For example, you have given your topic, and then you listen, your first point, and then you listen, and then you give your second point. And then you listen again. Listen until somebody concludes, or you can conclude. In conclusion, you can say, everybody, if everybody agrees, ataupun if everybody, you can say, in conclusion, we can see that two of us agree to the motion whilst the other two disagree to the motion. We have decided to agree to disagree. Hence, to disagree. That's all. Okay, that's all. You don't have to really take long time to conclude. Okay. So I don't think that all of you are ready yet for the assessment. So I'll be giving you another chance to practice again during our next class. So during our next class, I want you to be ready. I want you to be ready to talk. I'll give you another topic, or maybe we'll use the same topic here. And then I'll call out your names, and then you can practice again and again. Okay? So I'll give you some other chance, meaning to say for this coming class, we'll still practice on speaking. I would like to hear more from you. And for our next class, I would like to hear from the other groups, because today I've listened to maybe 4 of the groups. So I'll listen to the other group members as well. Okay? But of course, the other groups who did earlier today, you have to also be ready as well. Okay? And for our next class, I want you to be like, okay, our group. Like, I don't want to point out. I want you to be proactive by volunteering to go first. Okay, for our next class, would that be possible? I want you to volunteer for the opportunity to speak. Yeah. So I want you to be like, okay, our group, instead of me having to call you. I want you to be proactive. Okay. So the PPT, I've already given you the PPT. Did I not give you this PPT? Not yet. Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, I'll give it to you right now. Okay. Sorry, yeah, maybe I got it wrong. Yeah, I'll give it to you right now via Telegram. Would that be possible? I'll give it to you right now via Telegram. Okay, you. Okay. This. I'll give you this. Then I'll give you this. Okay, right? Useful expressions. Give you the terms as well. Okay, I've given you all the documents that you need to know, that you need to have. Okay, I think that's all for today. Thank you for coming. I've given you already on the Telegram group. Remind me if, yeah, I think I've given it to you. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for coming. Thank you for participating. Remember, next class, it's your time to shine. I don't want to speak anymore. It's your time to shine. Okay, don't worry, just speak. Don't be afraid. Yeah, don't be afraid. I want you to be brave. Again, in my class, I told you many times, be brave. Okay, be brave. Okay, take care. Bye bye. See you. See you next week. And see you next class.
Mr.
Right?
Halim,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes, Parisa.
I'm Nicole.
Sorry, Nicole. Yeah.
You recommend us to do it. Like candidate one, she will share pro one and candidate two con one. Is it like this?
Yes.
And what about if we do it? Candidate one, she share her point in pro one and candidate two pro one, candidate three con one, candidate four con two. Is it okay like this?
Yeah, it's fine as long as there are 2 pros, 2 cons.
Oh, so in the group, we just have to have two pros and 2 cons. So
Yes.
which one come first is
Doesn't matter.
okay, is it?
Doesn't matter.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
Okay,
Halim.
right. Why did you not scan the attendance? I opened the attendance for 15 minutes and you didn't scan the attendance. Are you late, Lim Siew Chong? Are you late, Lim Siew Chong? I opened it for 15 minutes. Okay, all right.